boat really early, and then the momentum through January to now, I think it's been pretty good considering the circumstances.
We had a mutual friend, Coach Michael Smith,
Yeah.
coach with
Right.
Yeah, I called Mike when I heard that you possibly would be the coach.
Mm-hmm.
What were some of the things that Coach Smith taught, explained to you about working here and coaching at the University of Arkansas?
Well, I think everything that's shown itself to be true, like, he said it was a great place, which we knew it was. He loved this place here. A lot of good people here. He had a lot of friends here. He talked about the facilities and the ability to recruit to this place. That I think he had a little bit of success himself getting kids to come here. So everything he had to say was through the roof.
When you go out and recruit, to get a short amount of time, what was the message that you guys, as a staff, tried to get across to prospective recruits? Just, because you guys didn't have a lot of time.
Right. Well, convince the kids that we can win here. And it's been proven that we've won here before. And getting kids to believe that we can win and compete in the SEC West here at Arkansas and the resources that we have for them. I think here, you look around through these windows, this place is really second to none when it comes to what's available for the student athlete. And I think that was the message that we sent to the kids and to the parents.
You got here and sat down with Coach Odom and staff. What made you want to be a part of this defensive staff at the University of Arkansas?
I think it starts with good people. I know it sounds cliche, but it starts with good people. Start with the head coach. And I got a chance to go and coach against Coach Pittman and coach against Coach Odom and saw the things that they were doing individually with their respective teams. And then really a good friend of mine is Brad Davis, who I trust with everything, man. So there's a couple of things that came together that just made me want to be a part of it.
Coach Pittman said that him and Barry Odom were sitting around the table talking and said, "Hey, you want to go after the Kentucky guy?" Is that how they explained the story to you?
That's what they said to me. But I just know I got the phone call, man, and I was ecstatic to get that call and wanted to be a part of it, and I'm happy I'm here.
When you look at the SEC, we always know from it's a line of scrimmage league.
Yes.
What is it that's so different from the line of scrimmage play than any other conference in your opinion, Derrick?
Well, everybody's big and physical. I think everybody recruits big and physical. This league is known as a team that if you're going to win a championship, you got to be able to run the football. I know what everybody wants to see. Everybody wants to see a lot of points scored. Everybody wants to see a lot of the excitement in the stands. But at the end of the day, from Pee Wee football to the Super Bowl, the teams that can run the ball typically win those big games. And it starts with the big guys up front.
Your particular philosophy on the defensive line, I had a chance to watch your group at Kentucky.
Right.
Those were some dudes.
Right.
What will be the philosophy that you imprint on your guys?
I think getting guys to understand what their role is. Everybody sees the flashy highlights of D-line play. Everybody wants the sacks. Everybody wants the TFLs. But those are so far between. They don't happen often.
Right.
But just understanding your role as a big guy, that your job is to disrupt the line of scrimmage and protect the fast guys behind you and allow those guys to play, but still have the ability to make plays within the scheme of the defense.
What does Derrick LeBlanc look for when he goes out and recruits defensive linemen to the University of Arkansas? What's the one thing that you look for above all else?
Physical. Guys that are physical, guys that love to play football. Soft doesn't belong in this conference. Soft doesn't belong in football. And I think, where our sport's getting attacked with all the stuff and you can't tackle anymore, you can't do that. Within the line of scrimmage, those rules don't even affect us. Where you have to be physical from tackle to tackle, and we have to have guys that are physical in order to win this league.
Speaking of that, what have you seen from some of the guys that you have? I know everybody gets a clean slate, but what have you seen from the guys you're inheriting? There's a lot of young guys that came in just last year.
It's interesting because I have a strength and conditioning background. Mm-hmm. So watching them work out and watching them train, maybe unlike a lot of the other coaches, I have an idea of who those guys are. And I'm always in there observing. And it's just how they attack the workouts, body language. And their strength as well. Strength and speed matter, but how do you show up in that work? Because nobody wants to really practice, right? Nobody wants to work out. Everybody wants to play. But how those guys attack and how they perform in the weight room is a direct correlation to how they're going to play on the football field as defensive linemen. So, so far so good. They're learning. Coach Walker's doing a great job with those guys. They hadn't done a whole lot since November, so they're kind of getting into a conditioning mode. But for the most part, all those kids are working hard, and I think they're ready to get started with some football.
Well, you mentioned Brad Davis, and you had a previous relationship. Where does that stem from?
Well, we're at the University of North Texas together with Seth Luttrell, and Brad and I have been knowing each other for years, and finally got a chance to work with each other. And I'm a believer as a defensive line coach that when you have an offensive line partner that you can work well with on the staff, that's the secret to success. You know, and when you two guys can work good together, I think it makes both sides of the ball better, and it makes the team better as a whole.
Am I correct? You have a son at North Texas, is that right?
I do, yeah. Our oldest son is playing defensive line at the University of North Texas, and he kind of fell in love and had a really good relationship with the place and with Coach Luttrell over there, and he chose to go back, and he's doing a good job there. He's a redshirt freshman actually in his second year, and he's doing well.
Julius Coates, junior college. What do you think you can get out of him? You project him inside or outside, or?
Right now he's outside. Now he's 6'6", 270. You know, and I always have a discussion about inside, outside guys. Sometimes it's difficult when outside guys in their mind think I'm an edge guy, pass rusher, and then they grow out of it. Sometimes they still have that outside mentality, and they're not able to function inside. So as a coach, I got to be careful with that and protect him and make sure that he can actually do it before that even comes to the discussion. But I think he's going to be an outside guy right now. I think he's going to be a good one.
Thanks, Coach.